Humans spend a third of their lives entirely unconscious. But what happens if you force yourself to fight that biological imperative for exactly 1 week, 168 continuous hours awake? We usually treat sleep like powering down a machine, a passive state of doing nothing. In reality, it is a period of intense, highly coordinated biological activity. Deep inside your brain, a cluster of neurons acts as a binary toggle switch. Wake-promoting chemicals like orexin keep your arousal system active. When it is time to rest, GABA neurons fire, inhibiting the arousal network and flipping the switch to sleep. Once that switch flips, your brain performs a deep clean. The glymphatic system engages. The physical space between your brain cells actually expands, allowing cerebral spinal fluid to rush in and wash away the toxic metabolic waste you built up during the day. This daily cellular cleansing is a strict requirement. Without it, the brain begins to suffocate in its own metabolic exhaust. By the 24-hour mark, your attention starts to slip, your reaction times slow down, and the physical weight of sleep pressure becomes incredibly difficult to ignore. That heavy feeling is entirely chemical. A molecule called adenosine is accumulating in your brain. It binds directly to specific targets called A1 and A2A receptors, acting like a dimmer switch to suppress your arousal network. Because you are refusing to sleep, your body interprets the situation as a threat and triggers a panic response called allostasis. It floods your bloodstream with cortisol and adrenaline, forcefully overriding the adenosine to keep you alert. This emergency stress response exacts an immediate toll. Your metabolism takes a hit, causing a sharp reduction in your systemic glucose tolerance. Crossing the 24-hour mark initiates a chemical war inside your nervous system, pitting the brain's homeostatic demand for rest against the body's allostatic panic response. Crossing into day 2 and 3, that emergency adrenaline wears off. The biological drive for sleep becomes so powerful that it overrides your conscious control. Your brain starts forcing you into brief moments of early-stage sleep, even with your eyes wide open. These are called microsleeps, sudden, involuntary lapses of conscious processing that you usually don't even realize are happening. As widespread abnormalities spread across your cerebral cortex, delirium sets in. You lose the ability to focus, form short-term memories, or process basic environmental cues. This visual shows a normal sleep architecture timeline, moving cleanly from light sleep into deep sleep and REM. But after 3 days awake, the brain's flip-flop switch fails. The REM sleep waveform glitches directly into your waking baseline. REM is where you dream and your muscles paralyze. When these pathways fire while awake, you experience vivid waking hallucinations. By day 3, you have lost your grip on reality. Your brain is actively dreaming while you are standing up, completely fracturing your perception of the world around you. Hitting the 96-hour mark brings the collapse out of the brain and into the rest of the body. Your cardiovascular system buckles under chronic sympathetic overactivity. You experience dangerous surges in blood pressure and severe heart rate instability. With your stress defenses exhausted, your immune system effectively shuts down, leaving you highly vulnerable to infection as metabolic regulation fails. If you somehow make it to day 7, 168 hours, you enter a state of total psychosis and extreme brain dysfunction. In reality, achieving this voluntarily is nearly impossible. Long before a week passes, a healthy brain will forcefully knock you unconscious to save itself. But we know exactly what absolute sleep deprivation looks like because of a rare genetic prion disease called fatal familial insomnia. It physically attacks and destroys the thalamus, the brain's primary sleep relay center, making sleep permanently impossible. Patients with this disease inevitably decline and pass away. It proves a stark medical truth. Denying the human organism's sleep is a fatal act. You don't have to stay awake for 7 days straight to experience these mechanisms. Millions of people suffer the exact same biological damage in slow motion through chronic sleep deprivation, like shift work disorder or sleep apnea. Consistently sleeping less than the required 7 to 8 hours keeps your body in a low-grade state of panic. Over time, that sympathetic overactivity leads directly to chronic hypertension, insulin resistance, and obesity. This graph tracks deep stage N3 sleep against brain plaque over decades. As deep sleep decreases, we see an exponential rise in beta-amyloid peptides. This is the exact toxic waste the glymphatic system is supposed to clear out, and a primary driver of Alzheimer's disease. The damage doesn't require a dramatic, week-long stunt. Chronic sleep deficiency quietly dismantles your cardiovascular and neurological health night after night. To restore this biological shield, you have to actively resynchronize your brain's internal clock. It starts first thing in the morning. Short wavelength blue light from the sun strikes your retina and travels directly down the optic nerve to ignite the suprachiasmatic nucleus, the master pacemaker that dictates your circadian rhythm. Later in the day, you have to let sleep pressure build naturally. Caffeine has a long half-life, and it works by actively blocking those A2A adenosine receptors, preventing your brain from realizing how tired it actually is. Finally, your sleeping environment must be dark and cool. Your core body temperature needs to physically drop to sustain deep, slow-wave sleep and promote the natural release of melatonin. Sleep is an active, life-saving biological shield. Protecting this circadian rhythm provides the biological baseline required for your brain and body to function. How much of it did you get last night? Tell us in the comments below.